Hey everybody, welcome back to the Not a Problem podcast. It's your boy Daryl with my good friend Mondo. How you doing, Mondo?
Yeah.
Okay, I assume that's good. I don't talk in what is it? Fortnite talk? Dab talk?
Yeah, what is go anywhere these days, you'll see 100 kids doing it the minute a song comes on.
That's all I see every day during the week. It's
hmm
it's amazing.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's right.
as
Working
our
with the children's.
as our YouTube viewers can see, I have a new facial hairstyle going on this week.
I have the
I'm
same as every week.
like the white version of Andre 3000 is what is how I guess compare it. But I'm maybe a little more good looking than him, so
Yeah,
whatever.
and I'm like the brown version of Nacho Libre.
What? I don't know, man. He's a little chunkier than you.
That's right. He is a little thick.
So,
Ah. Speaking of kids doing dances, today's subject is: do video games make kids more violent?
or not.
You would be the or not. I mean, like it could be either way. But Daryl's firsthand experience in this. I have some years working at a YMCA, but Daryl's right now like in the shit, as you could say,
Yeah, I guess that's a
behind
good way.
enemy lines with kids. So, what do you think?
Well, we're gonna do our weekly thing, right?
Oh yeah, that's right.
You,
Sorry, I totally
hey,
skipped that
man, it's
over.
okay.
I'm just so
I,
excited.
I know, man. We just get so excited to do this every week. It's definitely a pleasure to be able to just sit down on our asses and talk to each other for an hour, hour and a half.
Fuck yeah,
So Mondo, how's your week?
dude. 100% uneventful.
Really?
Yeah, it was just one of those weeks where just like I'm like sitting in a chair and just watch the whole thing go by, and it was like, cool, it's over.
That's
All right,
how it
next.
felt for me too. So
Yeah.
nothing exciting, huh?
No, it
Not
was
any
rough.
$1 million sales, nothing like that.
No sales this week. It was a
Damn, dude.
dry week. In the beginning of the week, I had like three lined up, and I was like, let's get it. And then all three canceled on me.
Let's
So I
get this
was like,
bread, gamers. Come on.
yeah. Well, I had to go home and scrape the bread out from under my couch because I can't afford bread now.
Mm. So- I mean, my week was okay. Nothing really super eventful happened. There's this one kid that always wants to hug me, and me being me, and since they're not my kids, I don't have any relation to them. This person always wants to hug me, and then they walk up to me and they go hug, and I'm like no, and then
Wow.
I fist bump them, okay, like a high
Oh,
five or a
okay,
fist bump.
okay.
So I make up for the hug, but I'm just not a fan of like that. You know what I mean? Like they're not. I'm just that's just work for me. Like I'm not there to, like I don't know how to say it. Like I'm not a fan of that. So this kid came up to me one day this week, and I was just walking down the hall with my little clipboard, like bebopping around, and out of nowhere, this kid just comes up to me and just wraps his arm around me. He goes hug, and I'm like, okay, dude, like, I was like, all right, man, like, and I just like patted him on the head, and I was like, all right, like, see you later. It's like sneak attack hugs, dude. I mean, like,
Fucking hard life
I,
you live, dude.
I get it, but like, I don't get it because I'm just not a fan of that thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Man,
they're not my kids. I have no relation to
for all
them.
the
It's just
ladies
not.
out there, if you're not his woman, don't fucking hug Daryl, okay? He doesn't like to be touched.
Well, it's just like I guess a personal boundary thing, but kids don't really get that until they get a little older, in my opinion. So it's like what I
Yeah.
mean. It's like
No, I
okay.
feel you. Yeah.
It's just
I don't
I'm
like when
not
people come up and just like lay their hands on me. It's kind of
like if
weird.
you didn't know me and I just walked up to you and went hug, you'd be like, what the fuck, dude? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just something weird like that, I guess.
All right, that's kids, man.
Well, yeah. I mean,
They just love you, dude. They're just like, oh my God, Daryl, big, strong tattoos.
okay, dude.
Love you.
Most of well, when I wore a T-shirt for the first time to my job in the school, um, all of the kids were like, "Whoa, tattoos! Wow!" Like, and they were like, "Ooh,
You're an outlaw.
what's that one? What's this one?" And then the other day, I think Friday, I wore a T-shirt. One of the kids saw my gypsy on my arm, and they were like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "That's my gypsy." And they're like, "What?" I was like, "It's my girlfriend, dude." They're
My
they were
girlfriend,
really
dude.
confused. It was super funny. So, what games have we been playing?
Oof.
I
This
figure,
week has been
I figure,
almost all Risk of Rain too, man.
yeah. And what is Risk of Rain 2?
Risk of Rain 2. It's okay. So I watched them on Pack East. I saw them
PAX.
like
PAX.
PAX.
There you go.
PAX.
PAX East.
I've always called them Pack. I don't know why.
That's
PAX
okay.
East. PAX East had them up with Gearbox, the ones who did Borderlands 2, and they're coming out with Borderlands 3 now.
Mhm.
They had them do a little thing before, and they're actually sponsoring them. So I was like, damn, I love Borderlands 3. I feel like I would like this game. So I bought it, and I've literally been playing it like nonstop. It's a grinder game where you literally start with nothing, start
Mhm.
with 0, and you have no items, no abilities, no anything like that, and you pretty much have to fight, buy these little boxes in the game, and you earn money from killing things, pick up the boxes, and then you get items and shit. And as the game progresses, you get more and more powerful as you go along.
So basically, it's the way I like to compare it, or what I like to compare it to, is Nazi zombies. So for those of you gamers out there who have played Nazi zombies in the old Call of Duty games, basically as you move through the levels, you buy better things. You can go to the Pack-a-Punch. You can upgrade your weapons. So basically, you just buy items from these little crates, and there's like lunar coins too. You can buy special items and stuff. But we also figured out that we need to save our lunar coins to unlock a new character or something. So basically, you go through, and there's a timer. So it goes from easy to like hard to very hard to impossible, and then like the very last one is just ha 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 ha. It just ticks along these words. That it just says ha ha ha. So it gets pretty intense, and it's super fun. Every item you get can stack, so you can just build like I don't know, life steal. You know what I mean? Like super damage, all
Yeah.
kinds of stuff. Unbelievable fun. It's crazy. Highly suggest it. It's $20 on Steam right now.
Oh shit. And that's the thing is it's like if you get it right now, you're getting your money's worth. Plus, they are going to be updating it a whole bunch here in the near future
Yeah, there's like
with different characters and items and everything.
yeah, there's like 4 characters they haven't come out with yet.
Yeah,
So
it's gonna be huge.
is that
Huge.
right? It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So-
fucking huge.
Sorry if we sound a little down today. For some reason, I think both of us are pretty tired. Mondo looks
Yeah.
fucked up right now.
I've been on like this rage of that game, and I've been like playing till like 3 in the morning, and then going to bed and waking up at like 10, and then being like, well, no time like the present. Better get back to it.
We gotta get back into it, boys.
Let's get that bread.
So, back to our main topic of today. We don't know how long this one's going to be. It might be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. We haven't done any research into this, but Monda's wife, I don't know if he might have thought of it, she did a research paper on this topic.
Yes.
I don't know if he has that readily available, but, if he doesn't, if he does, whatever. The topic is whether video games make kids or us in general violent. Mondo said earlier that I'm in the midst of the shit, as he put it. Working with kids who are Fortnite-ers, I guess is the proper way to put it. And honestly, my opinion is that they don't. I mean, they can. I think you need to have certain things in place to
Yeah.
make sure your your child, does not get violent because of video games. Okay, in my experience, so I have 2 older sisters. Back in the day, Grand Theft Auto Vice City and San Andreas was a thing, okay? And I watched them play Grand Theft Auto Vice City all the time, like all the time. I was just enamored by it. I don't know why. Maybe it was just because I've always been into video games. And San Andreas came out, and that's when I was like able to like do my own thing and learn how to play and try to beat the missions, right? I was really bad at it because I was young, but I ultimately don't think I'm violent from it because my parents and my sisters were like, hey, this isn't real. This is fictional. This is fake. So like, you can't just go out there and do this in everyday life, So
Yeah.
I think the parents play a big role in determining whether or not video games make children violent because they are, what's the word I'm looking for? They are like the adult role, obviously, like they're the parents. So these kids are going to listen to the parents. And if the parents aren't around to monitor maybe what the kids are playing or, what they're doing, what they're learning, and not there to let them know, hey, this isn't real, Billy. You can't do this. Like, this is just a game. It's okay in the game, but in real life, if you were to go out there, steal a car, and run over 30 pedestrians, you're probably going to get a death sentence, right? Like, you can't just do that. Plus, another thing is the adults buy the video games, the violent video games, for the kids. So if it's rated R and you buy it for a 13-year-old, you know that
You mean
you're
M? Like
yeah,
rated M?
yeah. What
Yeah.
what is R? Movies?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's okay.
fuck, whatever. So rated M.
Same thing though. Same thing.
Well, yeah. So rated M for mature. Um, the adults, the parents, whoever it may be, are still buying these M-rated games for the 13, 12, 11, 14-year-olds, whatever it may be, knowing that that's the rating on it. Knowing that Grand Theft Auto is a game where you can just go out there and kill anyone you want. So I feel as if you're doing that as a parent. I'm not telling anyone how to live their life or teach their kids. This is just my opinion because I don't have any kids. If you do that, I feel as if you need to stress the fact that it's not real. You can't do that. It's just a video game. Okay? You know what I mean? Like, in regard to Fortnite, because Fortnite's still apparently a big thing, you can't just go out there with a pickaxe taller than your body and just pluck down a tree and then build a wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, that's my personal opinion on it. What do you think, Mondo?
So I mean, I think that we agree for the most part. I I believe that violent video games in the wrong situation for kids can be damaging. So like as what you were saying with the parents, parents are in control of everything. I played violent video games whenever I was little. Not a
Mhm.
violent person.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't
am
I don't
either.
hurt people.
Yeah.
I don't hit people. But I think in the wrong situation. So like if parents are extremely violent with their kids, they see violence in video games, movies, everything that they're allowed to do and allowed to see is about violence, then they're more prone to violence. But I don't think that Johnny and the nice parent family who's got good parents that care about him uh, really is going to be pushed towards that. I don't think that like I don't think that him seeing somebody play Gears of War or playing Gears of War and beating it, I think those are two different things, but I also think that it's also the parent intervention. So like if a parent looks at his kid, if Johnny just beats Gears of War 4
Mm-hmm.
on the hardest difficulty, he's like, "I fucking did it, Dad. I did it." Well, I mean, if he says, "I did it, Dad. I'm super
I'm the fucking best, bro.
I'm the fucking best, bro." No, if he says, "I did it, Dad," like I'd be pumped for him because I'd be
Yeah.
like, "Nice, man. Like that was really hard." But if my kid was like, "Look at me, fucking stomp on his fucking head, look, fuck," then I might be a little bit worried. But like,
Yeah.
what they get into, like if it's more, like, for instance, my parents always got really worried because I love like metal music whenever I was younger,
Mhm.
like little kid younger. Like I was listening to Slipknot and fucking all this other shit whenever I was in like fourth grade, fifth
Really?
grade,
How old are you
Yeah.
when you're in fourth
I
grade?
was-
10? 9, 10?
8, 9,
I think 8's third grade. 8, 9. So probably around 9. 10.
2004, 2004. I was 10 years. Yeah,
Okay.
10 years old.
Okay.
So, because the grade goes along with the year.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, easy math.
Yeah, right?
My parents got super worried because they started seeing like a YouTube feed on our like the computer because we all shared a computer in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and they started seeing like the YouTube feed. It was like Slipknot, Ozzy Osbourne, Motley Crue, like all these fucking metal bands, and they were getting worried. And all of a sudden, I was like asking for a guitar, and my mom was like, "Hey, like, are you like believing some of these things they're saying?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm like pretty enthralled with these dudes at the time. Like, I thought they were the coolest fucking things in the world." And I don't believe that it made me violent, even though a lot of their songs are talking about like violent things or evil things. Like, I feel like people can separate those easy, and I feel like people make it out to be this horrible thing that happens to you when you listen to this stuff. But it's all up to you, pretty much, if you decide yes or no to it.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Music's a different thing because,
Yeah.
like,
I was just tying that into the video game thing. It's kind of the same
yeah, but I
idea,
mean,
concept.
I don't know if there's a stigma or not, whatever you want to call it, associated with like EDM, electronic dance music. What I listen to, I don't go out there and do Molly and acid and all kinds of all that stuff to listen to it. I listen to it on my way to work. I listen,
Yeah.
dubstep, like Excision, just bum 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 bum. You know what I mean? And it just
Oh,
gets
yeah.
me, it gets me ready for the day because I like it. So usually, especially around here, when you tell people that you listen to that kind of stuff, it's like, so you got any
Yeah.
acid? You know what I mean? It's just like, no, dude.
saying video games makes people violent is like saying school makes everybody smart.
Yeah,
It's
school definitely
literally
doesn't make anyone smart.
like
Look at me.
literally like it doesn't work like that. Like you gotta be a violent person or have violent tendencies to make video games. I know people. There's people in the news that literally didn't play any video games in their life that were in Joe Schmo nowhere and were fucking like burning cats alive.
Yeah,
Like
but then that gets into the like the minds. What do you want to call it? Psychological.
yeah, and I feel
What?
like people that would blame their video games for violent tendencies have a psychological problem. They can't actually accept that shit.
They could, but what does that tie back into? I think childhood, how people were raised, as
Oh
well.
yeah.
So I mean, and it sucks for the youth that have shitty home lives. Whether it be violence or whatever it may be, but like you said, adding in the other aspect of violent video games, violent what is
Music,
it,
movies.
movies. Yeah, I think that does play another part in it. But like I said, I think as a parent, you need to what's the word I'm looking for? Differentiate between the two. Like, this is a movie, Billy. Okay, no one a car just doesn't blow up like that unless
Hmm.
unless it's an idea.
Yeah.
But you're never gonna experience that unless you maybe join the military. I don't know where that conflict's gonna be in the next couple of years. But either way, I just think it's all very dependent.
Oh yeah. I think there's a lot of different things that have to play into it. I think that they can play a part in it if they're in the wrong situation.
Fuck, I don't know where else to go with this right now. I mean,
Yeah, we kind of beat the shit out of it.
yeah,
We
we
could
did.
kind of do this though. About like people taking music too far. There's been multiple metal musicians have gotten into like court cases and stuff like that. You've heard of that?
No, I don't. I don't really
Uh,
listen to metal. The only metal, quote unquote, I listen to is Sullivan Kane.
Really? You don't listen to any other metal? No,
No,
whatsoever.
no.
That's right. Yeah, you don't like any rock and roll kind of deal.
Well, I do
Um,
like rock and roll, but it's not like my first thing to listen to. You know what I mean?
yeah. There is a song written by Ozzy Osbourne called "Shot in the Dark," or no, "Suicide Solution." A guy committed suicide in actual like real life
Mm-hmm.
and said that and that was in his CD collection. And the family went after Ozzy Osbourne saying that that was the reason that he committed suicide
Is
was because of that song.
is that justifiable though? I don't think that would hold up very well in court.
It did.
It
Like it was an
did?
actual it didn't win. It didn't win, but they actually like went forward with it and there was like it was a big deal. Yeah. But let me pull up the lyrics of this.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that. That doesn't. That's kind of scary if you're a music creator. You know.
Well, that's the thing. There's been other artists that have gotten Marilyn Manson.
Well,
He's
I
also
believe
gotten trouble
that
for the same thing.
he's a bit nutty.
Yeah, but you have to listen to a couple of his interviews because he explains like his actual music. Like
From what I understand about Marilyn Manson, is that he's actually a very smart individual.
extremely smart.
He's
Like they
just
okay. Go ahead.
he just looks super fucked. Is what I was gonna
Oh
say.
yeah. But he's all about like artist expression. Like when we see like models on TV that are wearing like fucking a snow globe or some shit when
A
they're walking around,
snow
like they
globe?
look like really wild shit, you know? Like
Yeah.
that's what he wants to be in the music industry. He likes being like super like way out there. I'm not really worried about what he's wearing. I do enjoy some of his older songs and stuff, but he's gotten in trouble like that. Actually, during the Columbine shooting, they asked him if his kind of music makes people do this kind of stuff, and he was like, "Everybody's focused on what I'm putting out there. Why didn't anybody ever take the chance to actually talk to these kids because they knew it was coming?"
Yeah, that was an interesting one. It seemed like
You saw
everyone.
that interview?
No, I didn't. Just that whole spiel with everyone did see that coming.
Yeah. Everybody saw it coming, and even the school administration knew that something was happening, but nobody ever took the time to ask them, like, hey, like, what's going on? What's happening? Like, blah, blah, blah. Nobody ever talked to them. Everybody just kind of cast a blind eye until all of a sudden everybody's dead. And now they're going to blame musicians for this kind of thing because it's like, okay, we don't control your kids.
Mm-hmm. You got those lyrics?
Yeah, so pretty much the lyrics is like, wine is fine, but whiskey is quicker. Suicide is slow with liquor. Take a bottle and drown your sorrows, then it floods away tomorrows, away tomorrows. So it's pretty much, it talks about a guy that's like going through like this depression, and then he's finally thinking about killing himself. And now you live inside a bottle. The Reaper's traveling at full throttle. It's catching you, but you don't see the Reaper is you. The Reaper is me. So goes on talking about killing himself. The last set of lyrics, though, is what ended the whole entire court case, basically.
Okay.
Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. Suicide is slower, but slow with liquor. Take a bottle, drown your sorrows, then it floods away tomorrows. Take me away, oh tomorrow. It's never getting fixed. No flaps, nobody, no flaps, no nothing. So pretty much, it talks about like at the very end there, which everybody leaves out those last lyrics when that court case was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Reason being is saying it's never a fix. Like no matter what you do. You can't. Killing yourself is not the fix all solution to your problems. Like you have to take them head on. Exactly. And a lot of people looked at this and was just like, "Oh, all he's doing is talking about killing yourself," when really all he does is talk about like how that's never the way to correct your issue in life. Like it's really not.
No.
And they actually ended up winning the court case. Like Ozzy ended up winning the court case because he was like, you're going to take an artist at what he's worth, then look at my lyrics and actually read them. Don't just read like one line where it says, evil thoughts and evil doings cold alone, you hang in ruins. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty weird.
And I think that runs with a lot of things. People want to blame different video games and different. It's a form of art. Like if I look at a painting and be like, I'm going to commit suicide because that painting makes me feel this way, then you're soft. You are extremely soft.
2-ply.
10 almost 10 ply.
10 ply, but
like, yeah, like that's what you have to kind of think of it as. It's like this is a painting that someone's drawn with their words.
Yeah.
Am I really going to commit suicide? Am I really going not commit suicide? Even just like be violent because this person thinks this way.
That's an
you could look at it that way. Yeah,
it's a really interesting way to look at it. I never looked at music lyrics as someone's form of art. I like that a lot, actually. It's really good. But with the hell was I gonna say? With the video game stuff, I guess that's another form of quote unquote art as well. Like,
oh yeah,
I mean, that's kind of like I don't know if you want to call it a soft spot. Like maybe there's a weird line in there to where some people could argue that it's not, but it's bringing a team or someone's vision to reality, right?
Exactly.
And that's another thing with video games too, is there's ones that are puzzle based. Okay. And let's use an example like Minecraft. Minecraft isn't puzzle based, but you get some friends together, you start in a world with nothing, you mine stuff, you craft stuff, you build stuff to be able to do the end game. So video games can also build teamwork. I personally think they help, like, what's the word? I can't even think of words today. Help problem solving skills.
Yeah.
Especially. Like our Risk of Rain game. What do?
Mm-hmm.
We work together. You know what I mean? I think they're good in that aspect, as well as in regard to the violent side. Those are just fun, because it might sound a little crazy here, but it's stuff that you can't do in real life. And like I said, you should portray it to whoever you're buying these games for, or yourself. Obviously, I mean we're adults now, so we know the difference between fake and real, for the most part. So it's just fun stuff that you can't do in real life. That's why people make them. That's why people play them. In regard to problem-solving skills, I forget, there's a couple games out there that there's one, it's like first person, and you just use blocks. And you try to get through the level to try to make, you know what I mean? It's just...
Roblox or Minesweeper?
I don't think it's Roblox.
Oh.
I forget what it is. I saw a video of it way back when, and it's like a platformer, and there's big squares that you can push, and you try to solve the puzzle. What is it? There's another one, Human Fall Flat. You get together with 4 or 5 friends.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
And those are games that are like super team based. I'm trying to think of other super team based games.
Fortnite.
Fuck.
I mean, there's in regard to team based violent games, CS:GO,
Rainbow Six Siege.
Like, but
yeah.
in those, it's more of like a military style, right? So, I mean, it could create violence for someone, but then again, it's also justified because it's military in nature, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Grand Theft Auto is just like, oh, I'm a civilian. I'm gonna go around and just beat the shit out of people, you know?
Hmm. I think where lines get like messed up. I think the one video game that took it too far was Call of Duty. That scene where you're going through the airport.
Oh, well, yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
fucked up. But
And
we
that
we
when
all
people saw
said,
that it ended bad guys and good guys fighting and killing each other, and it took it to like it took it to some real life kind of stuff. Like
well,
this
yeah.
is actually fucked up.
What?
And I remember like the first time I ever saw that level being played, I was like, what the fuck? Like it was so weird to me. And I'd played so many video games, and it was just like, wow, like that's not how it's supposed to be. If those were all like the bad guys in the game, then I would be like, okay, that's understandable. But at the same time, it's all unarmed civilians, and it's like,
What year? That was Modern Warfare 2, right?
yeah,
When did that come out? Like 2011? I think it came out while we were in high school. That's for sure.
yeah. I think it was
And that
2011.
was only a couple years after, you know.
I think that was earlier. Let me
You
see.
sure? 2009? Either way, that Call of Duty mission definitely took it a little too far. But you're fucking right. Most, if not everyone, sent it on that level. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't deny it that most people were like, "Oh, fuck, okay," you know. They did. I think they did patch in an option to skip it afterwards.
Hmm.
Because I remember replaying through the story, and you were able to skip it. But then again, that comes in whether you know the difference of reality and video games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know you can't just fucking do that, like anywhere. You know. So I think most of the time, hopefully the people that knew the difference and not the sociopaths, if they did do it again, they were like, okay, you know what I mean, like game, or
Yeah.
you just skipped it. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Weird shit.
It is some weird shit. I mean, what people, I think also it's pathetic that people would blame. I think it's kind of pathetic that people would blame a video game or pretty much blame someone else for their own issue. Like that's what it gets down to, kind of for me.
Yeah, that's taking responsibility for your own actions. That's what it is. And
I mean, hands down. I mean, like the pilot that crashes his plane can't say, "Oh, it's because I ran a flight simulator whenever I was little, and I forgot how to do this." Like, you can't blame it on extra things. It has to be all up to you. Like, you did this because of what? Because of you, because of your choices right then.
yeah,
Like, it can't be extra people. But
so I think it's a good time to take our little break here. Maybe recoup for a couple seconds there, Mondo, because I think we're both feeling it.
I'm hurting.
Risk of Rain's getting you, buddy.
Oh,
All right, we're gonna take a small break, and you guys can hear my beautiful voice once again. So we'll talk to you after the break.
all right.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to our episode where me and Mondo are quite drained.
Yeah.
Kind of feel bad because I feel like usually we're pretty upbeat, but honestly, I'm roasting. It's like 55 degrees here, and I'm sweating my ass off,
Oof.
to be honest. Yeah. It was snowing the
I'm-
other day, and now it's almost 60. So,
I'm like cold, and it's like 60 here.
yeah, what's up with that window back there?
An angel visiting my room. That's a Halo theme song.
Too bad it's not me. I'm the angel coming through the window.
Yeah, Daryl, if you just pop through my window right now, Squirrel Daryl, I'd be like, hey, I saw it.
Well, it would be shitty to live life as a squirrel, I think.
I don't know, dude. Their life's pretty carefree. All they do is go around, get the bread, and go home. That's
Get the
it.
bread and go home.
They don't have to attack anything. They just are like, hey, what's up, Mr. Robin? What's up, Mr. Duck? I'm just going to get this acorn here and run back to my home. Only thing they have to worry about is their asshole neighbor's chipmunk. That's about it.
Asshole neighbor's chipmunk, dude.
Yeah. Chipmunk just like coming in there like.
That's disgusting. That made me want to
Yeah.
throw up, I'm not gonna lie.
Chipmunk, the meth addicted neighbor.
So, what else do we got on the topic? Do we have anything else? I think we both boasted our opinions very well.
Yeah,
Um,
I think we stated it pretty well.
I-
I mean,
And you know, I don't want the episode to end super soon because I think we've been pretty good about keeping at least 45 minutes to an hour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The conspiracy theory ones were a lot easier because we had like numerous amounts of
Oh yeah.
stuff backing it, information.
Millions
This one was
pages.
just more of a little chit chat, you know what I mean, about our opinions on what we think. We could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. Video games probably do make people violent. If you want to know, go look it up. But, in my opinion, that's how I feel. I feel as if they don't. They can though. They definitely can if all the factors in place are wrong. If I'm a parent someday, when whatever it may be, and I buy my 12-year-old, 13-year-old, whatever the fuck, Grand Theft Auto's 25, whatever comes out by then, it's gonna be like, all right, dude, here's the deal. It's gonna be after some sort of good incentive as well. It just, it also depends on their behavior. All right, dude, like, this is not real, okay? You can't just do this. Like, and then if, like you said, if he starts getting crazy with it, like, fuck you,
Yeah.
then
Fuck this motherfucker
he's not gonna play it. He's gonna play Roblox.
Oh yeah, Roblox and soccer for the rest of his life.
Yeah. You have any more thoughts there, Mondo?
Not really, man. I think we covered it. We even jumped into like movies and music and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just think
Like,
there's lots of factors that need to be in play to not
oh
make.
yeah, the stars need to align on that for people.
I wouldn't exactly say the stars need to align. Maybe like quarter align or halfway align.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like put your opinion down, obviously, because I
No.
respect it quite a bit. But I just think you need to be proper in saying like, listen, dude, can't do this. And that's that. I mean, I know I've said that about 50 times now, but I think it's very important to do that because I see from my end, a lot of kids are very mean now. They're assholes. Some of them,
Yeah.
not all of them. Some of them are very respectful and nice, but like I said, that also depends on who they have in their life, who is teaching them these things. And that's, I try during my day, if I see something that's really bad or fucked up that these kids do, I try to help them and correct them and be like, no, you need to like try to do this. They demand stuff. And I say, maybe next time you should say please or, say thank you. And maybe it'll go better for you next time instead of going, hey, give me it now. You know what I mean? Man,
Yeah.
please have it. It's little things too. Like for some reason, some of the kids ask me, can I go to the bathroom? I'm like, I'm not a teacher, so no. Like I don't know what you want. You need to go ask them. You know what I mean? I'm an external person in the school. I'm not associated with the school. I'm just like a guest, I guess you could say. So my, when my client asked me to go to the restroom, and I try to say restroom as well, not bathroom, because that's just like I guess the proper way to say
Should be
it.
like latrine.
Yeah, I need to go take a shit, bro. Like
In the latrine.
so, can I go to the bathroom? Well, I don't know. Can you? You know what I mean? I pull the dad card. May you
Yeah.
go to the restroom? And then it's just like I try to help teach life. I don't know about
Try to
life
get him into
lessons,
that
but
scenario,
yeah.
like
So-
thinking that way. Yeah, it definitely runs down through the parents, though, man. Because I had this kid. His name was Kyle Weber. When I worked at the YMCA for like 4 years, and I did after-school care programs. So I was working with all like the middle school kids would come over, and I'm telling you what, 60% of them really good kids.
Yeah.
Never had a problem with them. Didn't even know their name. I knew all the kids that were like in the office or headed to the office. But this kid, I mean, I'll just call him Steve for now.
Yeah.
Super bad kid. Had a little brother. And these two would do everything in the world at this place. They would hit other people. They would hit each other. The second day I ever worked there, I walked into them. They were having a slugfest, like in the corner of the basketball court, and just going at
These
each
two
other.
brothers?
Yeah, just
What
ripping.
the
Like
fuck?
the one had the other one's shirt like balled up in his hand, and was just like wailing on his brother. The brother didn't even have a shirt on; it tore it off of him.
What the fuck, dude?
I was like, dude, these kids are animals. So I pulled Steve away from his brother, and I was like, hey, both of you guys come with me. And they're still like fighting. One of my buddies grabbed the other one. I was like, holy shit, dude. And as we're walking out of there, he's like, fuck you. And I was like, holy shit. So I get to the office and I set him down, and his brother goes into this other office. I was like, dude, like what? Like I'm gonna have to call your parents, and they're gonna come and pick you up, because the minute they say shit like that, we have to send them home.
Uh-huh.
They're not allowed to swear around the other kids.
What? Fuck you.
Yeah, any type of swear words or anything like that, like fuck, shit,
Isn't it so
ass,
weird
anything like
when a
that.
little kid says swear words? I
Hmm.
heard one say
Like,
Jesus Christ the other day, and I was like, "Whoa, dude, what the
yeah,
hell?"
whoa, hold the fuck up. You're not allowed to
Yeah,
say
dude.
that. Yeah, no, but parents came, and I was like, dude, I was talking to the dad, and I was like, sir, like your son dropped the f bomb when we were walking down the hallway in front of like 100 other kids.
A
He's
100?
like, yeah, dude, like kids were in the hallway waiting to get into the gym. Like the kindergartners and first graders were sitting there. And he goes, fuck you, like right up at me. And I was like, I don't
Oh
even know what to do
no.
here. All the first graders like, what? Dad looks at him and says, you're going to get it when you get home. And I was like, where does he walks out to the car with dad. Mom comes in and starts talking to me and is pretty upset at me. And I was like, where does he learn to talk like that? And she was like, oh, I mean, that's a pretty popular word in our home, but I didn't think that he would get kicked out of here for 3 days because of this. I was
Well,
like,
it's the fuck word. That's
yeah,
like
I
a
was like,
pretty bad word, right?
yeah, I was like, I told her, I was like, I don't care if he says that in the school over there. But like here, we got like kindergartners and we have a preschool session that goes into like the playroom over
Could
there.
you
And he
imagine?
screams the fuck word when we're walking down the hallway.
Could you imagine?
Like,
Like after that, all the preschoolers the next day are just going fuck, 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 fuck.
oh yeah.
It's
I heard
just
this great word at school, Dad. Fook. And he's
fuck.
like,
I heard a kid last week say "God damn," and I was like, like he was pretty fired up for some reason. I don't really know why, but he said he was sick of this goddamn school, and I was like, okay, like I don't know what to say to that. You know what I mean? Because teachers were already around him, so like I just sat there, but I just never would have imagined like kids saying the fuck word and the goddamn and Jesus Christ. Like,
yeah.
you know, if I said Jesus Christ when I was that age, I want to say I got balled up, but I got, yelled at. Or, my sisters
Oh,
more
yeah.
or less were like, hey, you can't say that.
Dude,
So,
honestly, and if Wiley is watching this stream, he can vouch for this. I used to like not swear. Like I used to be like
I think
very
you told me
like
this.
yeah. Like I used to be like all about like I don't swear until like I got back from basic training and then everything started to change. And it was like night and day. Like Wiley said one drill, I was like not, and then all of a sudden next drill it was like fuck shit.
Just like that.
Well, it was like in public, like I didn't usually do it. Like I would do it like when I was around friends and shit like that. But like once the unit became like more like, okay, I'm pretty safe here, like I could say this shit, then it
Yeah.
was like, fuck it. But some kids, man, they're learning it like off the bat, like young, and I mean, there's not much you could do about it because everybody says those words, but I got slapped the first time I swore in front of my dad, like hard. And I was like, what the fuck?
I remember I
Yeah.
asked, at least I remember once I asked I think mom. Shout out to her too. Her and her mom, my grandma, and my other grandma, and most of my family listens to the podcast. So shout out to mom. I think if I remember right, I asked her a couple times, at least one time I can remember, when I was allowed to swear, because like it was just it was like an adult thing. I grew up around adults, so maybe that's why I've at a young age I was a little more mature than most, in my opinion. But
Yeah.
so when can I swear? And Grand Theft Auto and stuff probably didn't help, but I also knew the
Yeah.
the difference.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Can't go call people that name and get away with it.
Sup, bitch? It's like
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna get hit, or somebody's gonna get upset and yell at you, and then it's just gonna be this awful experience for everybody. One time, I was in a movie theater. Okay, this is the stage. Grove City has this little movie theater. One movie plays.
Is this when you pooped on the stage? Who pooped on the stage?
Pooped on the stage.
Yeah, someone took a shit on a stage or pissed on in front of the movie theater in our unit.
No.
Anyways.
This is Grove City.
Oh,
This-
okay.
no, I think that was Saul. That's a different story. This is before I joined.
Oh,
Okay,
okay,
so I'm
okay.
sitting there and I'm sitting with one of my buddies and we're watching this movie and they took 20 minutes. Like the start of the movie was supposed to be at 9.
Mm-hmm.
20 minutes later, movie still hasn't started yet. So I'm like I'm like 17, 18 at the time. So I go, "What the fuck, ref?" And just as a joke, like we used to say that in soccer, like whenever we were playing and he fucked up a call, I'd be like, "Yeah, what the fuck, ref?"
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be funny. Well, this guy I knew was like behind me, like my dad knew him,
Uh-oh.
and he like leaned over my shoulder and he was like, "Would your daddy like you talking like that?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" And I turned around, I saw him. The minute I said that, I was like, "Oh fuck!" And he was like, "I think I'm gonna have to have a talk with your parents. You talking like that in public?" 'Cause he had his kids there. I did feel bad, but I was like, "Oh shit." So I went home and I just told my parents. I was like, "All right, so this dude is about to come over here or gonna call you at some point and tell you that I swore in a movie theater and I didn't know he was there and I didn't know kids were around."
And it's not
My
true.
mom looks at me. My mom looks at me and she was like, "Someone threatened you?" I was like, "Mom, I swore in front of the whole theater." And she was like, "Someone threatened you that they were gonna call us because you swore?"
Really?
I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "You could be out there dealing drugs and people are gonna call me and tell me that you swore in a theater?" I was like, "Yeah, Mom." Like at this point, I'm like, "Wow, my mom's the greatest."
Shout out to Mama Mondo.
Yeah, shout out,
That's
Mom.
awesome.
She's
Oh,
like, "Don't
yeah.
worry, honey. Like that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard." I was like,
I love you.
"I love you, Mom."
Oh my. Well, I think that's at least all I got for today. Mondo, if you got anything
Yeah.
else you want to mammer on about, I'm okay with it. But
No, I won't waste anybody else's time.
I think overall, the consensus is be wary of what you buy your kids in regard to video games. And if you do buy them a violent video game such as Grand Theft Auto, at least let them know and reiterate that there's a difference between reality and video games. Because not all of us can go out there up on Jupiter and shoot fucking aliens like Halo, you know?
Yeah,
So,
can't do it.
I'm no parent, but that's just my opinion. So, all right. I think that's about it for
Mhm.
today. We're gonna.
That is it.
I think we're gonna come back next week with someone to talk to. I don't know who.
Yeah,
Fuck.
we need a
Who do you think?
dude. I'm thinking we get Prezi up here.
Prezi would be cool,
I think we should get Presnar.
even though he doesn't have
We'll
our intro
see.
done yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of. I want to put him on the spot really right here and just say, "Hey, Prezi, if you're listening to this and you don't have the intro done by next week, you're not going to be on the podcast next week."
Well, I mean,
So, I mean,
it's gonna be a
we
good
could really
meme
push
if
him
it's
into
not.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Watch him have it tomorrow. This morning at 1 o'clock. Hey, got
yeah,
it done.
it's done. Give me on.
Yeah.
So, next week we're gonna have someone on. We don't know who. We're also gonna need to figure out what the hell we're gonna talk about. But I think
Yeah,
if
we'll do a little bit more homework.
yeah, this one was just a little chit chat. We're just kind of
Yeah.
out of it today, a little tired, whatever. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Be sure to rate us, whatever you're listening on, 5 stars. That'd be neat. Leave a comment, whatever it is. For everyone out there, go follow our Twitter. It's at problem_podcast. Audio listeners, our Twitch and YouTube. Well, our Twitch is twitch.tv/notaprobpod. Our YouTube is just, what is it, Not Our Problem. And it's got the yellow logo, as you usually see on the Spotify. Twitch, YouTube listeners, go check us out on Spotify, Pocket Cast, fucking Google Podcasts, whatever it is. We're on like 8 different things, so
Yeah.
go check us out. And we'll,
Also,
Well-
we blasted ourselves on another guy's stream yesterday.
oh
So
yeah,
we're gonna give a shout out to Rich Homie Aces. If you haven't gone and seen his stream, we're usually the ones that are in the background while playing, screaming at him and telling him that he sucks at video games. So go check out his stream sometimes. He's a cool kid.
yeah. What's the full link
Good dude.
for his stream there, Mondo?
Let me see here.
Pull it up. Until then, I'm just gonna talk. Oh, he's in the Twitch chat. He said he hates us. He doesn't hate us. He loves us.
No, he loves us. Twitch.tv/RichHomieAces.
There you go. That's RichHomie. IEACES. Go check him out on Twitch. He does some stuff.
Love you, bud.
Plays League of Legends. Overall, pretty cool dude. So,
Yeah.
all right, we'll be back next week with someone to interview. Maybe it'll be more exciting, hopefully. So
Yeah, we'll bring the heat. We'll bring the heat next
spice,
week. Don't
dude.
worry.
The juice.
Yeah. The juice. I'm tired now.
Yeah.
That was too much.
All right, everyone. Thanks for having a listen. And we'll see you next week. So, bye.